gentlemen, welcome to another fun episode of Studio Alley. We are here again to give you our opinions on movies, both at the theater and on the streaming services. Especially because, David, like you said, you guys both said it's like September and stuff, so there's nothing really to see.
This is the poop time.
That's right. So we're really hitting the streaming service, right?
Oh yeah. Utah poop time at the box office, but not the streaming service.
Yeah, streaming service. Everyone wants to stay indoors because it's hot, and there you go. There's some stuff you can watch.
Yeah. So as always, I am your host, John. With me, as always, is my two cohorts.
I'm Josh, and it's dark in the alley today.
It is super dark.
It is so hot. My air conditioner is not being as cool as it should be. So we're sitting in the dark.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. There's three guys sitting in a circle in the dark.
I thought we were in an
the alley.
So
well, yes.
Why would there be air conditioning in the alley?
Well, I could have the fans blowing from the building, but
I do on my editing software. I do have like the noise of like fire, like fires popping and stuff like that.
Really?
So during winter, I can make it sound like we're burning cats in the alley.
Well, you had me until you said cats. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I could just throw in a couple meows and hisses, so it's like,
oh man, that's rough.
throw the cat in the fire.
Yeah.
Next to Hobo Joe.
Yeah.
Hobo Joe.
So, all right. So there's not a whole lot going on because, like you guys said, it's the off season. That's the right way to say
right
it?
before. Well, now it's just gonna be horror movies.
Yeah, horror movies, and then eventually the winter blockbusters.
Right,
which is all.
Which will be another month, couple
we got
months.
Star Wars, we got Thor Ragnarok, which I'm super pumped for, and Star Wars. But then we got all the Oscar movies that are coming out in the winter time.
Just to give you an idea of how bad the movie season is right now, for like 2 weeks in a row, The Hitman's Bodyguard is #1 in the box office. So that just tells you right there that Ryan Reynolds has a hit movie where he's not being a smartass Deadpool. Yeah. He's just being a smartass dude in a suit.
Did you hear that Wonder Woman just beat Civil War at the box office?
Which one did?
Wonder Woman.
Did it really?
Reckon.
Beat Civil War. Holy crud.
Oh man, DC fans are all gonna be up in that. So they're gonna be like, oh, F you, Marvel, see, woo!
Well, I love Civil War. Civil War is, I think, the best Marvel movie, but keep in mind, you watch that movie and you did not watch the other Marvel movies, you have no idea what's going on. And also, it's also a heavy film.
It's pretty heavy.
Wonder Woman's a lot more fun, even though it ends kind of on a downer, but it's still optimistic. So.
Yeah, so, I don't know. So,
and also, 90% of the screen is dedicated to Gal Gadot. So.
Who, I don't know if I mentioned this before, I don't know if you guys realize, she's very pretty.
She is.
She's very pretty.
No, you don't say.
I don't know if you can notice that, but she's a very attractive woman.
If someone were to say what Aphrodite carved her out of clay, yeah, I would say that's probably pretty accurate.
To me, she's a mill.
A what?
A what?
Not a MILF. She's a miller. A mother I'd like to respect.
Ah.
That's what she is. That's right, ladies. She's a mother I'd like to respect. A mill. Right? Something like that. Moving on. So,
I was trying to
hit the like button.
I was trying to think of an acronym for "Girl I'd Like to Disappoint."
Right.
Because that was a little too honest.
Yeah.
Guild.
Guild.
I'd like to disappoint. She's a
Girl
girl.
I'd like to disappoint.
But wouldn't it be willed, right? Woman I'd like to disappoint.
Yeah, that's true.
It'd be more like
Willed. Wild.
Right.
Yeah. Wild. She's a wild.
Yeah, wild. She's a wild. So, yes, but this show isn't just for the sexist men. This is also for the ladies, right? This is a universal offensive show. We offend all sexes and races. And that's only because we love all our viewers and our listeners so much. So,
that's sweet.
Is it enough sucking up now? Can we move on
so.
now? Alright, so move on. Alright. So, there's so many non-issues going on in the movie theater entertainment-wise. What should we hit first? Any suggestions, guys? What would you like to talk about first?
We're talking about the Defenders.
Let's talk about Defenders. Okay. Yes, but I'm just saying, like, there's so many things we need to review, but should we do the Defenders first, though? I mean, should we hit the Marvel fans first? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
We should do that?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Because, there's a lot of anime figures out there because people are all excited about.
We could get to that, but
you want to hit Defenders.
Defenders is getting old, so we got to get it out there.
And so are you, my friend.
I am.
All right. So let's talk about Defenders, which has been building up on Netflix.
It has.
This is, and who doesn't love the Defenders? I mean, the master of mystic spells and illusions, enemies fall, Defenders of the right. Oh, that's a different Defenders, isn't it?
Who are they? It was
Flash Gordon,
Mandrake the Magician, and
the Phantom.
The Phantom.
Yes.
Oh man,
the guy in purple. The guy in purple who runs around the jungle.
In the jungle, yeah.
That's right.
Who else was there?
Phantom.
Was there somebody else? I feel like there's somebody. There was a black guy who was like basically your token tough guy. He had a bald head. And he was a token tough guy. He would run and he was really strong.
He's Luke
That was
Cage.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it was their kids. They all had kids.
Oh, they all had kids.
Yeah, they all had a son
you
and
gotta,
daughter.
you gotta get that demographic.
Yeah,
That kid's
so-
demographic.
Anybody remember Defenders of the Earth? Anybody? Huh? Send us an email. I want to know who.
I remember seeing the Phantom movie
Yeah.
where he had
with
like the
Billy
three
Zane.
skulls
Yeah,
that shot lasers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was the bad guy? It was Xander Zaz or something like that. It begins and ends in the letter X. That's how he always,
Yeah.
he always said
In
it.
the movie, yeah.
Yeah.
Who was the bad guy? It was Ming the Merciless in the cartoon, though, right?
Was it in yeah.
Defenders of the
55,
Earth. Yeah, they
Flash
were
Gordon.
fighting. Yeah, because of Flash Gordon. Yeah, because he was the leader.
Yeah.
So
Remember Flash Gordon? That was a great movie, yeah.
On the soundtrack.
he did save every one of us.
He did.
So
Thank you. Thank you, Flash Gordon.
all right. So David, build us up here. What is the Defenders on Netflix?
Well,
Sell it to me. Sell it to
uh,
our audience.
Well, Marvel had a bunch of properties of characters because it's Marvel, and they're like, well, you're not quite good enough for a movie. And they're like, well, what can we do with these guys? Because people like these guys, but we don't want to drop $150 million budget on a movie to give them. We'll throw them on the Netflix, the good old Netflix. So we got Daredevil.
Everyone likes Daredevil.
Yeah, with Charlie Cox.
Not really a blind guy.
Yeah. Yes.
Which the Daredevil series is amazing. It's
I think it's really good.
It's really, really good.
Then you get the second one was Jessica Jones, starring Kristen Ritter.
Yep.
Playing Jessica Jones, who's it's more of a crime noir detective story, and she's got super strength and
who,
can
by the
kind of
way,
fly, but they don't really do that.
And one of the things I always push on the show is goes to that is she's a very great heroine for female viewers. I think she rises up from a tragedy and becomes this tough. She's an alcoholic, but
but she's grizzled and tough.
Yeah,
And,
smart ass, and she likes getting banged in the back.
That doesn't happen on the TV show. That doesn't happen on the series.
Oh, it happens.
It happens.
It happens. Yeah,
It's
he bangs her doggy style so hard that they break the fucking.
No,
bed.
I thought she was on top of him when they broke the bed.
No, oh yeah, well they do break the bed, but yeah, she turns around on him.
Oh, all right.
Like
well,
they don't in the books they flat out say like he's putting it in her butt.
Oh,
Yeah.
But in the show they don't say the butt, but he's
doing the butt.
yeah.
And
Well, see, I don't pay attention to that, sir, because I find
I thought they were
abusive women
just,
is
wrestling in a bed.
I don't
that's
find.
what my parents told me.
Yeah.
I think some things are better left to the imagination.
Where do superheroes make their babies?
Right.
They wrestle in a bed.
Well, there's a superhero stork that comes in and it has a golden bag. And
and the stork is named Stanley. But
who else is in this show?
Then you get you got Luke Cage, who was introduced in Jessica Jones, but then he gets his own series where he's
Which
the
wasn't
hero.
bad.
Hero
it was a little lacking. It wasn't bad.
That one felt long.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's just like the last it feels like you could lose like 3 episodes of that show and be a lot tighter and a lot better.
Yeah.
And it had one of those things that bugs me when a bad guy gets interesting and they get rid of that bad guy. And I'm like, oh, he just got interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
They do that crap and it annoys me. But Luke Cage is still pretty solid. And then we get the best.
Yes.
The best of the Marvel.
That's right.
The MCU, if you will. We get Iron Fist, the defender of Kung Lun, and the sworn enemy of the Hand. And he has to say that every time he says his name.
Every time.
Every
yes.
time.
Yep.
I am also the dishwasher. I am also the he should just stretch it out as long as he possibly.
Yep.
So he just bores enemies.
I think
I was the former Beanie Baby collector in the 90s.
Yeah, I think we should all just walk around and introduce ourselves like that. Like,
Oh,
I am John, service mount technician. And
Yeah.
that's it. Just
I was
walk around
also
with
that dude in Game of Thrones.
Yeah. I am David. Sometimes pees in shower.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or-
Sworn enemy of the DCEU.
I think, in my opinion, is we should do it like our hip hop singers today. Like, we should walk in and sing our name first in case you didn't know who we were. I should walk in and then introduce myself. I should walk in and be like, John McMillan, surface mount. That's
pretty good.
Like Jason Derulo does every time. He always has to announce it like you don't know who he is. So you should walk in and be like, John McMillan. You could walk in. I'm David McMillan.
But it makes the most sense that Iron Fist has to say his entire origin or his name and purpose. Right. Because if he didn't, I would constantly forget who he is.
Yeah,
because he's so uninteresting.
Who was this crazy white boy with the hair?
Who?
You know, was the last
guy enemy of the door.
That's true. He does punch a lot of doors.
You know, was the last guy that I really liked who repeated everything he said? Was the guy from Princess Bride. Hi,
yeah.
Because my father prepared to die. He kept saying that. It's the last guy I respected.
He's never quite as interesting as that guy.
No, not quite.
All right. But he's played by Finn Jones.
Yes.
Who had the worst reviewed, I think it was the worst reviewed show from Netflix.
Was it? It's very possible.
So.
Iron Fist was?
Yeah.
Wow.
But it was one of the highest viewed shows off Netflix.
Yeah. Well, because I think everybody gave it a shot because there are some more really relatively.
Because a lot of people eventually got into, I didn't like Daredevil movie, but okay, the show's good. Well, what's the other ones? And they started watching the other ones.
Right.
I'll admit, I slowly watched it because you guys told me it was bad, and I wanted to see how bad it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should definitely watch it to experience it. You know?
Really?
I
think everybody should watch it and experience it. Be like, wow, this is.
It's like chicken pox. You just got to get through it.
You have to get through it.
Or if you want to watch Josh's good version of the show, watch episode 1, then skip to episode 5, and then finish the series that way. Because the other 4 episodes in between don't mean anything. They're just fluff.
Nothing.
All right.
It is padded out.
So now we know the characters in there. What's the point? What is the big thing here?
Well, the Defenders, Matt Murdock, Danny Rand, Jessica Jones, and Luke Cage, all are on their own personal missions. Daredevil, aka Matt Murdock, he's stuffing a vigilante. That sounds like an Italian dessert. But he stopped putting on the costume because pretty much most of crime is kind of cleaned up out of New York. So he's like, and he kind of lost all of his personal relationships because of him being Daredevil.
Yeah. So
he's kind of retired. He's just trying to be a good lawyer. Jessica Jones is an alcoholic still.
Yeah. And
she is trying to retire from her detective agency.
Her former career as a goth model.
Yeah.
That's a fun fact. Dave told me Kristen Ritter used to be a goth model.
Yes, that's pretty good.
She was pretty then, she's pretty now.
Yeah,
so
she is.
Sorry, I've wanted to throw that out there for like so long.
Because it's awesome. But after her success in defeating her arch enemy, she kind of lost her purpose.
She went back to drinking.
Yeah, went back to drinking and
never fixed your door.
Totally gets called back in for that one last job of being a detective.
Right.
And maybe this missing man plays a more vital role than you think. Kind of.
Yeah. Exactly.
Luke Cage is trying to stop young Harlem youth from being wrapped up into local gangs, and he gets tied in that way. And Iron Fist gets tied in because I guess he has to be here. No, but actually Iron Fist is probably the person who this felt more like a season 2 of Iron Fist than anything.
It kind of did, because it was really about Iron Fist.
Defenders really feels it's all about Iron Fist's mythology.
Yeah, and really, as it builds up with the villains, it's like he's really important to the story.
Yeah.
Like
he's very important. Because why? Because he hates stores.
Everybody
which, by the way, I kept waiting for Jessica Jones to be like, you know how many doors I've been through in my detective agency? And when she sees Iron Fist bust a door, I was waiting for her to be like, hey, some of my best friends are doors. I've lost a lot of doors.
I was gonna make a joke where a lot of people went through Jessica Jones' back door. Luke Cage just high-fived me.
You're talking about sex.
It was totally animal.
I want to make sure
coffee?
Yeah, it's all about the coffee. But yeah, through a series of circumstances, all their adventures kind of collide and meet up. And it feels, Josh, you saw only the first episode.
Yeah, I'm lame.
And it felt, I think it felt very logical. Like they didn't like jump all together like, hey, we got to team up now. Like they're like, it was like a kind of a slow road to it.
Yeah.
And it felt real because it felt like episode 1 and episode 2 were like, it was like their separate shows connecting. Yeah. Their worlds connecting. And it worked a lot. I thought it worked great. And by the time when they finally do get together in episode 3, I think, or episode 4, I think it was awesome and it was pretty kick-ass.
It is kind of exciting. It's kind of like, on a smaller scale, of course.
Oh, it's significant.
It's kind of like the first Avengers movie when you see everybody get together. That finally, you're like, oh my God, Captain America's working with Thor. This is so cool. It's kind of that, only on a smaller scale.
Yeah, and really, like they do a good job because they don't go like all together at once. They pair off first.
Yeah.
So you have Jessica Jones meets Matt Murdock.
Yeah.
And you see them banter, and like that's cool. And you see Luke Cage banter with Iron Fist, and it's just Luke Cage going, God, you're stupid, and which is really fun. It's just fun because
does he actually do that?
Pretty much, like because Luke Cage or Iron Fist is constantly like, I'm Iron Fist, I'm mystic and magic
and I had to fight a dragon.
Yeah, I had to bathe my hand in the blood of the dragon heart, and Luke Cage is like, what? Like all the time.
I was waiting
for his face keeps doing that.
Let's be honest. Luke Cage is still, even though they write it today, he's still kind of based off the 70s kind of Luke Cage.
Yeah,
so I was really waiting for him.
You feel the blaxploitation.
Yeah, I really was waiting for him to just look at Iron Fist and be like, you're crazy, white boy.
Yeah.
I was like,
listen to this honky right over here.
Right, I was like, what?
It's Jive Turkey.
Jive Turkey.
So, okay, so this is the first television attempt of putting superheroes together.
No.
No, for Marvel, though. On TV, isn't it?
Well, for Marvel, yeah.
Yeah, for Marvel, right? Because DC has done it with The Flash and all their stuff,
right?
Supergirl. They've done it a couple times. Arrow, they've done it. So how did this compare? Before we get into the full reviews and stuff, what do we think? How does this compare to that? Because DC kind of...
Woo!
DC,
that's a good question.
And the reason why I ask that is because people who are DC fans love the DC shows. And they'll defend DC movies. And we argue about this all the time. We talk about how they're diehard fans. Yeah. How does it compare to their... Because they've been doing it for a while. Yeah, you know what I mean? How does it compare? Because they've mastered it, kind of, in their TV shows. So...
Oh, this is difficult. This is a difficult thing. Because I'll think of... the Marvel Netflix shows are drastically different from the CW, Arrow, and Flash shows.
They are, yeah.
And Legends of Tomorrow.
They're a little bit more dark and gritty for Marvel.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like they're kind of trying not to be a superhero show a lot of the time. I think the one that's the most superhero-y is Daredevil because he actually has the costume.
Yeah.
He's got they all have superpowers, but they don't kind of shy away from him having powers. And he's fighting dead ninjas. Yeah. And he does have crossovers with Punisher and stuff like that. That one feels, and Daredevil of the characters feels the most like kind of human.
Right.
Yeah.
But Jessica Jones, they point out the fact that she did have a costume, but she never wore it.
Right.
Purple Man isn't purple.
Yeah.
Like, they don't do any comic booky stuff. They try not to. Luke Cage, they kind of go comic booky at the end, and it kind of didn't work with the exosuit guy. Yeah. Right. And Iron Fist would have worked better if it was a dumb kung fu show.
Yeah.
But they also play it really grounded, no suit. He only uses the glowing fist maybe once every 2 episodes to break a door.
Well, let's be honest. The fight scenes are very disappointing too, though. I think the fight scenes in Iron Fist. He's supposed to be this big kung fu master, and it's not very well done. So.
Like they get better near the end, but you have to get to that point.
Yeah.
They realize.
I think Colleen Wing, the girl, her action scenes are a lot better, than Finn Jones. But
everyone likes a girl with a sword, Dave.
Yeah, that's true. And she was just a more interesting character than Danny. But when watching the crossover, what were they called? The Invaders, the Invader episodes, Invasion of
the Flash.
The Flash.
I saw the Flash part.
Yeah, I saw the Flash one too.
I didn't watch the other.
I didn't watch them either. So,
I really enjoyed it.
I thought it was fun. Yeah,
it's fun. Maybe it gets a lot of points because it has Melissa Benoist in it.
Yeah.
But Defenders also has Kristen Ritter, so I'm torn now.
Right.
But I don't know. I think generally, the Netflix shows are better than the CW shows. But the CW shows are just so much more fun.
Yeah.
Because they just are. They're more colorful. They're more silly. They're more comic booky, and they're not afraid to it.
That's a good point because the Marvel shows on Netflix, they're kind of dark.
Oh yeah.
They're not as fun. They're still enjoyable to watch, but they're not as fun. They're like serious and dark.
So much of Jessica Jones is about great. Like,
like, and get into your head and have to deal with the what is it? Peace. What do you call it?
PC, politically correct.
The post-traumatic stress.
Post-traumatic stress,
stuff. So.
PTSD.
Very freaking Frank Castle, the Punisher character, just a total psycho.
Oh yeah.
And he's a tragic psycho. And the fight sequences, I think, are better on the Netflix shows than the CW shows, but they're grim. They're awesome to watch, but they're grim.
Yeah.
I'll say this too about the CW shows is that like they have like direct crossovers like really early on with like the Flash and the Arrow and stuff like that. Netflix had started off I think with Daredevil and they name dropped Jessica Jones or something. And then but they never actually meet until the Defenders. Whereas the CW has Flash and Arrow meeting up, and then you have Captain Atom eventually who goes on freaking Legends of Tomorrow and. Then you have Supergirl coming in shows now and stuff like that.
But it's weird though because like on the CW shows, it's like Supergirl is from a different Earth. It isn't like she's just another town. She's like from a whole other Earth.
Yeah.
Which I think that is a dumb idea.
Yeah, I think so too.
The same universe.
Well, that way they can be like, well, they don't have to really interact with that much.
Well, also originally when they had Supergirl was on CBS,
right?
And then they moved it to CW, and they were just like, "Shit, we didn't think we'd be able to actually have them interact, and now we got to. They're on another Earth."
Yeah. So. All right. So now we get the characters together finally in Defenders. How do you think it works as far as the characters interacting? Is it believable? Does it work good, or is it still kind of like is it kind of stale?
I think this is very much like the Avengers. In a good and a bad way. I thought what made the Avengers a good movie and made it fun was watching these characters interact.
Yeah.
All these characters acting within character and the action scenes being fun. What was kind of dumb about the Avengers is Loki's cool, but the Chitauri's dumb.
Yeah.
And what is even like his goal? Loki was gonna use the Mind Stone to.
It's very generic.
No, it's just what was his plan? It was
just I was gonna take over, right?
I came through the portal. I'm going to steal the Cosmic Cube, make a bigger portal, have aliens come down, then give the Cosmic Cube and then the staff back to Thanos.
Right, but I'm going to rule. The whole point was I want to rule the world. It's like, you guys are all made to suffer.
As you know, the Avengers battling the Chitauri. The Chitauri didn't seem that tough. They just seemed like a regular army, except they had a floating squid thing, which I'm pretty sure an F-22 could take out.
It's floating squid.
Yeah,
it was a big floating squid.
Which is really weird because why didn't the army show up?
Well, it was supposed to be so fast, and the cops did show up and they were shooting. So.
I guess.
Shut up, John. But just like that, the bad guy stuff is dumb.
Yeah,
it's pretty dumb.
We've talked about this before. The bad guy stuff. I'm trying not to spoil it, but the bad guy stuff is stuff we've seen Daredevil beat by himself. Before. So
also part of me kind of thinks maybe he could have just done this again by himself.
Right. So I'm just like, oh, now we need all four of them to take him on, and I kept thinking, but Daredevil's beat him by himself before.
He's really good at this.
Yeah.
And we talked about it before, and like Iron Fist shows up, and I don't know. It just seemed
that door's got to come down, sir.
I think there's a point when he says that too. Doesn't he go, light it up, Iron Fist, and he punches the door? I think there's a whole scene of that when there were.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't punch the door. It was actually I actually do like the scene. Yeah, they're in the cave. It's like the last fight. I think it's well choreographed. I think the action scenes are actually really good in this show.
Right.
But yeah, they get surrounded, and it's the Defenders all standing together, and Luke Cage turns to Danny and says, "Light him up, Danny." And then he lights up his fist, and he kung fu's the fuck out of an old lady.
Right.
And the old lady falls down, and the hit's so powerful that it knocks everybody down. And then everybody else jumps him.
Yeah.
Which is cool because it's like use your superpower in the beginning of the fight and knock out as much as you can.
Yeah.
And then we'll just knock out the stragglers.
That's tragic.
Yeah, that's how Iron Fist should have tackled every
So,
guy.
I'm going to agree with you. I think the characterization actually works really good.
Oh, yeah.
So it builds up to this moment.
I think my favorite episode is when they get Chinese together.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. They're sitting around the table talking. Yeah, it is pretty fun.
Yeah.
I really enjoy the interaction. I think the fight scenes, now keep in mind with Iron Fist in it, are very well done. Even though I didn't like the Iron Fist fight scenes in his own show.
Yeah.
Like, the fight scenes are really well done. Especially because you have different fight styles.
Yeah.
Now, you've got Iron Fist and Daredevil, who both are kind of no kung fu and stuff, right? But you pretty much just have Jessica Jones and Luke Cage, who are just pretty much like kick, punch, throw you through a wall kind of thing.
And
you know? I mean, but it works.
They do a
like,
good job
because,
of all of them, Jessica Jones is the one who doesn't know how to fight.
Yeah.
She's just powerful.
Yeah.
So she gets kind of clocked a lot.
Yeah, she
where
does.
if you're a solid enough fighter, you could throw her off balance.
Yeah.
And you could kind of incapacitate her. But it's just if she gets one punch on you, you're done.
Yeah.
And I think they do a good job with that. And there's this line that I really liked where she goes and attacks a dude, and he starts kind of knocking her around, and she's like, "God damn it, am I the only person who doesn't know kung fu?"
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, like everybody else knows kung fu.
She says, "Am I the only person left in New York who doesn't know kung fu?" Yeah, it's pretty good. I even like the fact that they still do the whole thing where Luke Cage plays the shield. He'll stand in front of the bullets and he'll block the bullets. And then
and I thought it was a cool visual to see Luke Cage stands there and like Danny sees like a group of guys run in with AK-47s.
Yeah.
And he just goes, "Oh fuck!" and he just turns real quick and stands
behind
Luke Cage. And
which is
Danny
pretty cool.
The actor Finn Jones is small in comparison to what's the guy who plays?
I don't know.
Oh my god, Mike Coulter.
Yeah, Mike Coulter. Yes.
And he's a big dude, so if you actually did hide behind him, he would shield you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that all that stuff's great. It's just like the end of season 2 of Daredevil and Iron Fist. The bad guys are the Hand again.
Yeah.
And they're just not very interesting.
Now, how did you like Sigourney Weaver as the bad guy?
Meh.
Yeah, that's
She's
what
meh.
unfortunately, that's how I feel too. I feel like there was a big hype about Sigourney Weaver's in it. I thought, okay, she could be a pretty cool bad guy, but she doesn't do a lot. She just talks.
2 kung fu scenes, and I thought, I was like, oh, she did a good job. I was not expecting her to be able to do that.
Right.
Wow, everyone in New York literally can do kung fu, even Sigourney Weaver.
Even Ripley.
So yeah, wow. I was just kind of disappointed.
It's funny. It's one of those things where I think Sigourney Weaver's a lot like Jamie Lee Curtis. Like, they're good actors, but they were good actors in genre films.
Yeah.
And just being a pretty good actor in a genre film kind of elevates you to being a great actor.
Yeah.
And that's not usually the case because I don't think Sigourney Weaver or Jamie Lee Curtis are great actors.
Yeah, it almost
they just were in great movies.
Yeah, it almost felt like Sigourney Weaver really wasn't sure what her motivation was.
Yeah.
Like, if you watch her, she just kind of sits there and says, "Hi, I'm the bad guy."
Yeah.
And all you people are, you should just surrender because I'm the bad guy. It's like,
she's like, I got the money and I got the henchmen enough.
Yeah, it's just enough. Stop. I'm the bad guy. Just surrender to me. I'm like,
she's nowhere near as compelling as Wilson Fisk.
No.
She's nowhere near as evil as the Purple Man.
No.
There's
not much to her. Really, there really isn't. She has an idea. That's the thing.
I would say,
here's my idea. Here's what I want to do. And all these other bad guys are like,
I was more interested in the bad guy, the main bad guy in Iron Fist. Oh, I actually like Cottonmouth too.
Yeah, Cottonmouth.
I remember when they did his whole flashback about him being a piano player and stuff. I was like, that was actually really cool. I wish I got more of this in this season.
The problem is, I'm trying to avoid spoilers. The problem too is they try to build up Sigourney Weaver. She's a big bad guy, and then she suffers the same thing that happens to Cottonmouth. You kind of grow to like the bad guy, and then all of a sudden it's like there's a slight of a change. And you're like, what just happened?
Yeah.
And I was disappointed in that. I was like, I thought we were gonna get a little more from her. So
what else was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, I think I kind of liked the bad guy in Iron Fist more than Sigourney Weaver's character. The dude in the penthouse that was undead.
Oh yeah. Okay,
yeah. And not because I think that guy was a good bad guy, and actually, performance-wise, I think he actually gave a better performance than Sigourney Weaver did in this season. But I thought his character was more interesting because he was so stupidly written that I was like, I don't know what's going to go on with this dude.
Yeah.
One episode, he's like, oh, he's not too bad. And the other episode, he beats a guy to death because he didn't like the ice cream you bought him.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on with this?
It was
so
he was crazy because he was revived by that.
Yeah, obviously, you don't come back.
He gets more crazier. It's like Pet Cemetery rules.
Did you find the motivation though when you find out what the big surprise is at the end, what the bad guys are after? Did you go cool or did you go really? This is what they're after? Really?
It is dumb.
Thank you.
It is dumb.
I thought the same thing.
I'm in the weird ballpark where I'm like, you at least gave me it. Like it's stupid, but I was like, it works in the world because they set up that exists in this world.
Right.
And yeah.
I just thought I thought it was pretty corny and dumb. I was like, really? Like that's what this whole thing's been building up for this?
They did really? A couple things in Defenders that made me happy.
Right.
Because they took care of characters I didn't like. Like, I'm like, okay, I don't have to worry about them later.
What are we talking about? Which ones?
Certain characters.
Okay.
Do you want to get into spoilers? Are you okay with spoilers?
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right, spoiler. Okay. Which character are you talking about? Just name the character, and then you don't have to go with the details.
First off, I think the actress who plays Elektra is very attractive, and I think she does an interesting job as Elektra. But they never wrote her very interesting. She was always a bad apple. Yeah. And I never really liked her.
Yeah, that's true.
So, sorry, when Elektra bites the bullet again, and I'm like, good. Please don't bring her back.
You don't think she'll pop back up?
I hope not.
Because if you really pay attention to the ending, you still would have the very ending, right?
Yeah.
So you don't think that both of them, like...
No, well, yeah, no. I don't think that'll happen.
Hopefully. Won't they want to bring back Bullseye? Because that's the one everybody's been waiting for too.
Yeah,
right?
but you can't do it. The most important thing Bullseye did is he did two horrible things in the comic books. He killed Elektra,
right?
Which they ruined already because somebody else did it.
Yeah.
So he can't kill Elektra. The only person he can kill for shock is Karen.
Yeah. Which
could happen. I could see Bullseye killing Karen.
Cool.
And I do like Karen as a character. Her and Foggy are annoying as fuck in this season. They're the whiny supporting cast. Foggy gets better by the end of the season, but the rest of them are like all the supporting cast from every other character show. They're supportive and cool. Right. Like Claire is like, yeah, Luke, go kick some ass. And Jessica Jones, her stepsister, Trisha's all like, yeah, you need to stop drinking, but yeah, go kick some ass.
Yeah.
Danny Rand, they don't say it, but really the other Defender member is Colleen Wing.
She really is, yeah.
And she plays a key role in the show a lot. And she's just as tough in a lot of scenes. And she's all, let's kick some ass.
Yeah.
And then
don't forget Misty Knight kind of says, Misty Knight kind of says, listen, I'm a cop, tell me what's going on, but go kick some ass.
Yeah. And then you get to Matt Murdock's characters, and they're all like, really? Should you be doing this anymore, man? Shut up, Foggy. Come on, get off my dick. Also,
I'm a crazy person, Foggy.
Character I also didn't like. I don't like Stick, and
I don't like
he serves a purpose, and I like that. But
he's the
when he shows up, and it's in my favorite episode of the season. Stick shows up, and Matt Murdock goes, no, he's a dick.
Yeah,
he's a dick, guys.
He flat out says it. Yeah,
this guy sucks.
Yeah,
like he flat out says he's a dick.
I don't think he says that he's a dick.
No,
he says flat out says like, don't trust him. Yeah, this guy, he lies for what he wants.
Yeah,
whatever he wants to get. So don't trust him. So they start to trust him, and spoiler, Stick is still, even though he's a good guy, he is a dick. He is a dickhole. So
he decides to do a dick move. Yeah,
yeah, it makes sense. Like I understand his logic, but jeez, man.
Yeah.
Why don't you just put him on a plane?
Yeah.
But. Stick gets killed, and I called it before we saw the season. I was like, they're gonna kill Stick.
Well, here's the thing. I hate to be spoiler, but realistically, Stick is the Jedi Master. Stick is
he's the old guy.
Yeah, there's always got to get rid of the guy who puts everybody together, or the trainer
who went too far as a hero. And
you've always got to kill the mentor off.
He's the Saw Gerrera. He's the Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's the Han Solo.
Yeah. So
what more old Star Wars characters can we kill off?
That's good enough. But yeah, so overall, what did you think of Defenders?
I give it 3.5 broken beds out of 5.
No. Well, would you recommend definitely see it now, or just see it randomly, or just avoid it?
I think it's good. Another negative thing, I won't say who, but they tease a major character dies, and then no, they don't, and I'm like, don't do that. Either you think they're dead and then let it play out, and then we'll see maybe next season if they're not dead. Don't go after credit scene before credits go, nudge nudge, well, don't worry, they'll be fine in season whatever. Like, I'm like, oh, you dickheads, don't do that.
Wait, so they say so-and-so returns in season 3 of Daredevil or something?
Well, you think a character does something that's really dramatic, and you're like, that sucks, but it seems fitting for that character.
Yeah. And
you're like, oh, man, what a shame. And all the characters are heartbroken about it.
Yeah.
And then they go, nah, he's cool. We're just toying with
I will say this. It kind of sets up a better, hopeful future for Iron Fist character
to be
the hero of the city. I thought, okay, maybe we're going to get away from the hand crap ninja stuff, and he's going to be a superhero now. Because
maybe Iron Fist will be interesting in season 2.
Yeah, maybe he'll be better now. So I thought, yes, it'll be his motivation.
And I agree with that.
Mafia.
But wouldn't have been better if you didn't see that one scene with that character in the
it probably would have, yes.
But I do think it's really good. I recommend it. It's dumb in its parts that are dumb, but it's really good in the parts that it needs to be.
I agree. I agree.
Is it better than season 1 of Daredevil? No. Is it better than season 1 of Jessica Jones? No. Is it better than season 2 of Daredevil? No. But it's better than Luke Cage and better than Iron Fist. And for when it's good, it's really, really good.
It is really good.
Okay.
And when it's bad, it's not really that bad. It's just there's moments, there's those moments in Luke Cage that are like, oh, this sucks. This is really dumb.
It's pretty funny that you say it's better than Iron Fist and Luke Cage, and not as good as Daredevil or Jessica Jones.
No.
So it's like the perfect right in between.
It's right in between. It's
characters are good.
Which actually I'm gonna post up soon. I've got to edit together the opening scene. But when we did our list of the Marvel Universe movies, like we all like the Avengers, but Avengers kind of landed like it's the creamy center of the Oreo, where our favorite movies are Guardians and Civil War and Winter Soldier, but in the middle right there is Avengers. Like it's good, it's just it's not the top.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how the Defenders is. It's good. It does what it needs to do. It's a good crossover, but it's not quite as great as the best of the Netflix shows.
Right.
So, you get the trailer for the Punisher.
I will say this too though. I will say that some of the fight scenes, and let's be honest, that's what people want. They want cool fight scenes.
Give me the fight scenes.
So I did get that whole excitement, when the characters stand there and then the music kicks in and you're like, oh yeah, here we go. It is fun. It does get you excited. It's like, okay, the music kicks in and it takes me back to the days of for a lack of a better example, but remember how cool it felt when the Mortal Kombat music kicks in and then the characters start to fight? You're like, oh yeah, here we go. Luke Cage's gonna fight. What's his face? Reptile. Here we go. And the music starts. You're like, oh, this is gonna be great. You get that.
It was really kind of took me out of the show though. Is when Matt Murdock knocks down Elektra, and out of nowhere you just hear an Asian guy go, "Flawless victory." It was just took me right out of the show. But I might have just been I binge watched it, so I might be remembering.
I don't know though. Sigourney Weaver sitting there when they're fighting, telling them, finish him. She was pretty cool.
See, you say that, but I'm like, she might have done that in the show. I don't really remember.
Yeah. So you're saying it's like a lot of 90s action movies.
It is. It gets you pumped.
Like the Matrix or
when the music kicks in, you're like, da 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 da.
What I will say.
And that's the thing.
What's your favorite action sequence out of the Netflix shows? Like all of them. Like what's the one that you'll always remember? Like,
the stairwell fight with Daredevil.
In season 2?
Not the stairway, the hallway fight.
Oh, in season 1.
When he goes in a room and you see the guy come flying back out.
That was a continuous scene, right?
Yeah, with one take.
That was awesome.
Amazing.
And in season 2, I think I like it maybe a little bit more, is he knocks out fucking Frank Castle, runs down to the stairwell, and he's got the gun taped to his hand, and he points the gun and fires it, and it's empty, because it only had one bullet, and he smiles, and then he rushes it and just beats the shit out of the biker gang the whole time, while his hand's taped up with a chain, and I was like, that is hardcore shit, and
that was
brutal, and same with that hallway fight, brutal. Other one that was great was Frank Castle shivving the one guy in the prison cell, and then Fist betrays him, and he has to kill the whole prison cell.
All the cellmates come at him.
Brutal. Yeah. The action scenes in here are also really choreographed and awesome, but they're fun. Wow, those fights were not fun. These were just like, ooh, this is.
You know what it reminds me of?
Yeah.
What's great is the way the camera shot is. David, that's a good point. I want to point this out. It's just like the other fight scenes in the other series. The camera work on it's always amazing.
Yeah.
And in this one, like the very last fight scene when they're underground, right? the cameraman is almost like in the middle of the fight, and he'll literally turn to the left and film somebody fighting, take 2 steps and turn to the right, and somebody else is fighting. It's like he's almost like watching a dance show where the guy's moving through the crowd dancing. Yeah. The camera guy's moving through the crowd, filming people fight. He'll go right past Jessica Jones punching somebody, then turn to the left as he continues walking. There's somebody else fighting over here. Yeah. Then he'll spin around and turn back again. I mean, it's amazing the way they fight.
On Reddit, someone posted a video, the final fight scene. He said, I really like the final fight scene in The Defenders, but it was missing something, so I fixed it. And I clicked on the link and I watched it. And it starts off just like the regular show of Luke Cage turns Iron Fist. Light him up, Danny. And he knocks down the bad guys. They all fall down. And then a few of them get back up. And they all rush into the battle. And then everybody was kung fu fight. And it's silly, but I'm like,
did that really happen?
No. That's what this guy did in the editing room. He just edited for fun.
That's
but it fit perfectly because the fight sequence, it's just fun.
It is.
And it's just fun. Like, hey, everyone's just kind of kicking ass. It's kind of cool, all right.
Right. Yeah.
But you couldn't put kung fu fighting in that hallway fight in Daredevil. You're like, no, it's just doesn't work.
I think, I think people should definitely check it out. Check it out right now. Don't wait. Go ahead and watch it now. Don't randomly do it. And I think you're going to have to binge watch it. It's only 8 episodes. I think if you watch 1 or 2 episodes and then wait a couple days, I think you need to binge watch the thing.
I think that actually works better for this show.
2 episodes a night probably will work.
Yeah,
maybe 3 if you're really, pushing it.
So it's really good. Now, leading into this though, after this now, is probably going to be the Punisher series, right?
Yes.
What are your hopes after watching Defenders and watching everything else? What are your hopes for the Punisher series?
What I really hope is maybe the Punisher finds out that his family was killed by demons, and then he becomes a demon hunter halfway through.
So
that's what happened to him in the 90s.
He's gonna become Ghost Rider, the Punisher.
Yeah. Actually, no, I think that's pretty dumb. But maybe in this season of the Punisher, in this first season, he'll get turned into a black guy. And then he'll fast it. Oh, wait, no, they did that in the 90s, too. That was really dumb. Okay, I got a better idea. How about he gets attacked by Wolverine's son, and he gets chopped into little pieces, and they bring him back to life, and now he's Frankencastle. And, oh, wait, they did that, too. That was really dumb.
Excuse me, sir. What really ought to happen is they ought to capture him and then put him in an electric chair for all the murders he's done.
Yes.
Then right as they electrocute him, they think he's dead, and when he wakes up, it's a mafia guy is dying. He says, I've saved you because I want you to take over my mafia.
Yeah.
He says, Frankencastle, what's the best way to protect everything than to take over my mafia?
That's good, too.
That was great, too, in the 90s. They did that.
The Punisher is a great character, and writers keep botching his shit up all the time.
I think what happens is you get bored. It's like, okay, this episode he's going to fight some gangsters, he kills them. Okay, the next episode he's going to fight some more guys. You get bored, like, what else?
I think you're just a bad writer if you don't know how to make that work.
I guess so.
If you write each Punisher comic from the point of view of the criminals, you would never get bored from that shit.
That is probably true, yeah.
Did he seriously fight demons at one point?
Oh, yeah.
He had magic.
He had an Ankh on his head, right?
Yeah.
I think it's an Ankh, the symbol that for everlasting. He had it like on his head.
And
they
made him
glowing,
young.
And
he was like they made him like he looked like kind of like in his early 20s or a teenager instead of making him that grizzled army vet. Yeah. He was like this 20-year-old who had magic guns. Like he looked like Devil May Cry Dante.
Really?
Yeah. It was
stupid shit. He had spiked hair.
I was just joking about the Ghost Rider thing.
Yeah. It was pretty stupid. Yeah.
So but I'm looking forward to Punisher a lot. I think Frank Bernthal is John Bernthal is pretty awesome in the role.
If you wanted to now go back to what we were talking real quick before we end here. What we were talking about was you were talking about how if they bring Bullseye in, right?
Yes.
And he can't kill Elektra again because they've already killed her like 100 times, whatever. He could kill Karen Page, and that would bring the Punisher into a crossover then, because now Punisher is mad because she fought for Punisher, remember?
Yeah.
And he could be mad at Bullseye. He could be mad at Daredevil, and him and Daredevil go after Bullseye together.
You always bash Bullseye, but I always kind of had a soft spot for Bullseye.
Bullseye's a cool character, but the problem is
he just got his ass kicked too many times.
Well, yeah, the problem is he's supposed to be the dead shot. Once he gets beat by one superhero and he misses, it's like, okay, now you've lost all credibility because he missed the superhero and he got beat up. So now he's lost credibility because you're not a Bullseye because you missed your shot. So I mean, it takes away everything.
One month, the Funko box they sent out like arch enemies, and everyone opened it and it was Bullseye, and everyone was like, "Oh, Bullseye!" And I was the only person I think opened it was like, "Bullseye, yeah, like, cool,
cool.
I love Bullseye. He's awesome."
Oh man.
Yeah. And I think one of the most iconic shots in comic books is when Daredevil lets him go. I always thought that was a cool drawn panel where he's like Daredevil's upside down and he's holding Bullseye by the hand, even though after he just killed Elektra.
Yeah.
And well, he's holding on to him so Bullseye doesn't fall. And that's the
look at this guy.
Yeah.
Look at his flaming gun.
Yep.
Yeah.
And whatchamacallit, Bullseye hates Daredevil so much he still pulls a knife to try to kill Daredevil, and Daredevil has to let him go.
Yeah.
And he drops him right on his spine.
Yep.
He might as well be Ghost Rider. I mean, his guns are flaming.
Did they give him adamantium spine or something after a while or something? Did they do something with Bullseye where they gave him a better spine? Or something like that. So.
Yeah.
All right. So, do you think there'll be more of the Defenders, or do you think this is a one-time shot?
I don't know. I don't feel like I don't really have a need to see another big crossover thing, but I would like to see a season of Daredevil where Jessica Jones shows up for an episode or two, or whatchamacallit, Matt Murdock and has to interact with Iron Fist. Honestly, I really, really want to see an entire season of Heroes for Hire with Luke Cage and Iron Fist teaming up. I thought those characters were great bouncing off each other in the show, and I'd rather see them interact in it. There's a scene where Iron Fist is talking about his origins to Luke Cage, and Luke Cage is like, he like rolls his eyes. Iron Fist is like, what? He's like, and Luke Cage is all, I'm just not into this mystical stuff. And he's like, it's not mystical. It's just a different way of thinking.
Yeah.
And Luke Cage is like, God damn this mom. I can't.
Well, there's another scene. So there's another scene too that I thought was funny where he treats him almost like a child. Yeah. Remember, he starts ranting about it. And Luke Cage is like, I don't care about everything. He starts reading the paper, and you could see like a kid.
Yeah.
Iron Fist is like, and so then Luke Cage puts down the paper and goes, okay, go ahead, I'm listening. It's like, all right, fine, tell your stupid story. Go ahead.
Also, Luke Cage does this great point where it's like right after they meet and they find out like they're both on the same side, and Luke Cage is like, dude, you're a billionaire. Why don't you just use your money to stop the bad guys? And Iron Fist is like, I never thought of that. And he does that. He tries that. I was like, Jesus, you're so stupid. Like Luke Cage is like,
it is a pretty funny scene. When he's sitting there with Colleen, he's like, I need to think of a different way to do this.
Every time you talk about Iron Fist in this show and the stupid stuff, I always just picture going, I'm Danny Rand.
Yeah.
Like really happy. I'm Danny Rand. Yeah. I'm dumb. That's why I'm happy.
You think he talks like that when he goes anywhere too? Yeah. He just walks in a restaurant. How many seats for two? For me and Colleen. And what's your name, sir? My name is Danny Rand. I've chosen one. Like he just does it to everybody. I'm the chosen one to fight the hand.
No. I am the sworn enemy of the hand.
Right.
I don't really need to write that. There isn't any other. He's like, there could be plenty of Danny Rand's sworn enemy of something. You have to write out sworn enemy of the hand.
He just does that everywhere he goes. Right? I'd like to open up a bank account. Sure, what name would you like to enter? Danny Rand, sworn enemy of the hand.
On his resume, killed dragon, bathed my hand in its golden blood.
His business card says that, Danny Rand, big letters, sworn enemy of the hand.
So to describe the interaction with you and the dragon.
Yeah.
I slayed it.
Yeah.
Only one sworn master of Kung Lung could do it a generation.
I see a fun comedy team up. You know, the hijinks of Luke Cage and Danny Rand. You know, like there's just a fun cop show. Like them driving around, and Luke Cage is the serious one, and he's the crazy fun one.
And the whole every episode is just Luke Cage reading a newspaper. And Danny just keeps telling him stories about magic. Right. And Luke Cage just shakes his head. Yeah. And that's 12 episodes. It would be better than Iron Fist.
They go out, they fight a bad guy, go back, and they're back at the table again, and he's reading again.
He's like, I had to use my sworn magic hand, the Iron Fist, on that supervillain Goldbug. And I was able to knock down his door. And Luke Cage is like, Family Circus is pretty good this week.
Right. It's always doors with you, Flip.
He can try and get rid of him too. He's like, oh man. Hey, Captain, did you hear? Hey, Captain, officer, did you hear about Danny Rand? Like, Danny, go tell him about your stuff. He walks away. Really good. I can tell him. So, all right, so check out Iron Fist. Danny Rand, like we said, if you haven't established, is still the weakest of the bunch here.
But I think he's more. They do a better job.
Yeah, they do. He's still the weaker one though. I mean, he's still kind of.
His girlfriend's cooler.
Yeah, Colleen Wayne's cooler. I kind of wanted them to just be like, for him to be like, I'm Danny Rand, I'll join the Defenders, because I was sworn in the hand, and she walks up with a sword, and they're like, a chick with a sword? See, Danny. Hey, why don't you join the Defenders? Yeah. That's what I want to see.
What can you do? I can punch doors real hard. Well, your girlfriend has a sword, and she can open doors, so I don't really see a reason why you need to be on the team.
Welcome to the team, Colleen Wing. So, All right. Anything else you guys want to add? No. All right.
Kristen Ritter was a goth model.
That's all that matters in the end.
It is all that matters.
Yes. All right. We'll see you next time. Watch the Defenders Now. Josh, get a Kraken, sir. You're missing all the fun.
Yes.
I will get a Kraken.
All right. See ya next time. See ya.